When it comes to the transfers and signings in the NBA, you can never know for sure what to expect. You could guess all right, but the market and management decisions are always full of surprises. Things can quickly go from relatively normal to a real shocker. People wondered about Westbrook in a Lakers jersey, but no one was sure it would happen. Until it did. Yeah, the Lakers can be like that sometimes. So let's imagine if they pull another quick one on us. A giant shocker. Let's say the size of the current tallest player in the NBA. Yup, you guessed it. Let's imagine the Los Angeles Lakers decided to add to their roster the Boston Celtics center, Tacko Fall. Yes, Tacko Fall, the tallest man in the NBA. There could be room for this player on the Lakers roster, and I'm here to show you how and why. I can see the LeBron Taco Tuesday jokes coming, but seriously, it would make a truckload of sense to add someone of Taco's potential and likability to a team. And while I know likability might not win championships, this is not necessarily about the championships. It's about the future of the Lakers. First of all, despite the numerous signings the Lakers have made so far, their roster is still incomplete, and they've been trying to fill the gaps. We can all remember a time where there were 5 players on the roster, but after some swift and smart moves, they've been able to stack a neat 12 players to their roster. This means there are still 3 spots for 3 players to join their run for the championship in the coming season. There have already been serious efforts on both the sides of the management and team to ensure that they have an airtight lineup, a lineup that has been predominantly made up of former free agents, former veteran free agents to be specific, and with the number of veterans they've now acquired, it only makes sense that they begin to move in the direction of adding much younger players to the team. And this is where everything begins to fall in place neatly. Tacko is entering into free agency because the Boston Celtics have decided not to extend a qualifying offer to their fan-favorite depth center player, and this leaves an unlikely opening for the Lakers to explore. The Lakers are already heavy on veterans. Some would say a little too heavy. When you look at their lineup, it looks like an old boys club. Most of the players are over 30. We have Trevor Ariza at 36, Dwight Howard at 35, Wayne Ellington is 33, Carmelo Anthony at 37, LeBron James at 36, Marc Gasol also at 36, Kent Bazemore at 32, the list goes on. Over 50% of the players on the squad are over 30. Sure, that means they have heavy experience on the team, but this also means that there's the necessity for a focus on young players that can be developed properly for the future of the team. And when you look at the Lakers roster at the moment, relative to all other parts, it's their center that needs the most attention. Their 2 centers at the moment, Gasol and Howard, are well over 30. So when you consider the fact that they're all bound for retirement, you begin to see the logical move I'm pushing for. So does that justify adding Tacko Fall to the roster? Maybe not, but he is a free agent and also plays center, so the hat fits just right. Again, remember that Tacko's inclusion is for the long run, not just the championship run next season. And while Tacko hasn't received any offer yet from other teams, I believe the Lakers should consider it. Now let's talk about Tacko Fall for those who might not necessarily be familiar with the man. First of all, he's actually quite popular. He is one of the players who has succeeded in becoming a star without being a star or even trying to be a star. The Senegalese player is notoriously shy and withdrawn, but fans still love him. Not because he is especially skilled, but because of his height. The player stands at an unbelievable 7 foot 5 inches. He's basically a giant, a walking meme, a gentle, humble player, and has proceeded to go viral on social media for all of these qualities. The man has his own fan base. At the moment, Tacko stands taller than even Rudy Gobert, who's 7 foot 1, and his name, Tacko, sounds exactly like one of America's favorite dishes, tacos, which is added to his popularity. Now, fame aside, physiologically, Tacko is the wet dream of any basketball coach. He already stands taller than any basketballer on the court, but this is also coupled with his impressive wingspan of 8 foot 4 inches and a standing reach of 10 foot 4 inches. In contrast, Rudy Gobert, the Defensive Player of the Year, has a wingspan of 7 foot 9 inches, which means Tacko has at least 7 inches on him, which begs for a discussion about Tacko's untapped potential as a defensive player himself. All the young man needs is proper positioning, practice, and mentorship that would set him on the path towards unleashing his full potential. Although Tacko's statistics as a player might not be impressive, they show promise for a player that can be better. As part of a 2-way deal for the Boston Celtics, Tacko spent 2 years with the team in the 2019-2020 and 2020-2021 seasons. In the 2020 season, he only played 6 games and averaged 3.8 points, 2.3 rebounds, and 0.2 assists per game. In the 2021 season, Tacko played 18 games and averaged 2.6 points, 2.9 rebounds, and 0.2 assists. So you might be asking, why would anyone be interested in this guy with these kinds of stats? Well, again, I'll point to his height, his agility, and the immense space he has for improvement. You might also be wondering why one of the tallest players in the NBA, a sport that is skewed towards the extra tall, is not one of the best. Well, Tacko just needs the right amount of training under the right kind of coach in the right kind of team, and I don't think there's a better fit than a team with mostly veterans. Even though Tacko is a literal giant, he is also a shy player with a timid personality. And when you watch how he plays the game, you notice that he lacks that aggressiveness that often comes with a player of his height. an aggressiveness that should come with any player that wants to be great at the sport. He also does not necessarily have amazing footwork. For his height, his footwork is decent, but there are reports of him practicing and working on himself. As a jump shooter, he's also not necessarily great, nor is he good at free throws. What he does have is an imposing build that happens to come with surprising mobility. Again, what he needs is consistent practice and discipline to get to the level that Rudy Gobert is at, or to even go further than that. Give him more time and he'll be scary on the court, an intimidating beast that players would find hard to get past or stop. In his time with the Boston Celtics, Tacko learned quite a lot from coach Brad Stevens, and also from his teammates, but let's be frank, the Celtics are not the Lakers. There's a lot more that can be learned from head coach Frank Vogel, who is famously defensive-minded, while also giving his players enough freedom to express themselves. I have no doubt that if Vogel is interested in Tacko enough, he'll refine the player. Tacko also has the unique opportunity to learn from the superstar veterans on the Lakers roster. One teammate that I think he can really learn from is Anthony Davis. Without any doubt, the 28-year-old power forward AD has proven himself to not only be a valuable player, but also a leader on the team. I can see him showing Tacko the ropes, which would help him both offensively and defensively. At the moment, Tacko is like a rough diamond that needs to be cleaned and polished, and AD can do just that. There's Dwight Howard, who has a similar playing style to Tacko and would give him the kind of training that he would not be able to get anywhere but the Lakers. Dwight Howard would be able to get to Tacko's core and show him how it's done. I believe the entire team and their passionate style of play would be more than enough to influence and help him get more confident over time. In the gym, on the court, and in the locker room, there's a lot of opportunities for him to learn. Now, my argument seems to have the Lakers giving more value than Tacko has to offer. I could argue that's true for most players, with a few exceptions. However, if you disagree, then I would urge Laker fans to look at it as an investment that they could reap in dividends in the future. An investment they could even do without risk by signing Tacko as a preseason test subject, since we all know that neither LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, or AD will be playing in the preseason, which gives a lot of room to assess how valuable an investment in Tacko would be. On a lighter note, Tacko already has a fan base that crosses franchises, and we also know how passionate the Laker fans can be. The NBA is as much sport and business as it is entertainment, so just imagine what would happen if those fan bases were to collide. I don't know about you, but that's something I'm very interested in witnessing. Another merit that comes with Tacko Fall is the fact that he knows his place. There's no misplaced ego to check in his department, and he won't be demanding minutes like other star centers that have been signed in the past. Tacko is a more team-centric player that would fit into any role that he's assigned to perfectly without drama. He would make a great 15th man on the Lakers roster, knowing fully well that he is still learning the ropes from everyone else on the team. At the moment, there have been no offers for Tacko Fall. No NBA team has offered to sign him, and that's a good thing for the Lakers if they decide to seize this unlikely yet sound opportunity. Not much is required from either parties. Just give him a chance at the preseason, and if you don't like what you see, or if there's more hype than heat with the 25-year-old giant, then release him. There is no nuclear fallout for the Lakers in the event of that happening. While there might not be any signs pointing to a Tacko signing at the moment, no possibilities are off the table. So if it does happen, then I'm one of those who believe that it would benefit the team in the long run. But what do you think? Are the chances of Tacko Fall getting on the Lakers roster next to impossible? Or is there a scenario where that is a possibility? And if it does happen, will Tacko get better over time with the right push? Comment below to let us know your thoughts, and be sure to subscribe for more. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss another one of our videos. We'll see you next time, latest Hoops fans. Until then, keep shooting your shot.